Okay, Carly, this is lesson 76 B Day, Secure Deck. Here we go.
Combination WH whistle. Diphthong O Y boy oi.
So we're going to do both. Diphthong OW.
Cow ow. Digraph OW. No O. Digraph AW. Song off. B bat book. K cat kite. E elephant F meter E. C zipper R rabbit roll. B violin. Trigraph DGE badge. Digraph NG king. Digraph TH thumb mother room. A apple A bacon A ball all watch off. Combination QU queen T tables U umbrella up music U. S socks nose E. L leaf roll. X box D dog do. Digraph SH shell sh. Final stable syllable TION station shun. H hat M mountain. Digraph CK truck. Final stable syllable SION explosion shun mansion shun. Dabble Y fly I candy E consonant E athlete E. Combination ER burn Trigraph T CH match. Diphthong OI coin oi. Digraph AY tray A.
Okay.
Diphthong OU mouse out. Digraph AU saucer all. U consonant E nor U. O consonant E rope O. And nest sing Combination IR star R bird
So combination IR bird Digraph UE
statue U. Combination UR for no. Turtle I consonant E5 I. Combination AR star R. Dollar
Okay. Digraph EA easel
E. Bread O octopus R robot O. Digraph CH truck chair A consonant E cake A. Digraph AI nail A. Digraph IGH light I. Digraph EE feet E. Combination OR
there are three. Fork
or worm doctor G gate Jim Ju. I eagle is spider eye. Digraph OO moon book moon oo. Y Yarnya. W wagon wheel. P pig J Georgia. C cup pigs. F fish. Wait. Yeah, I did that.
Okay. So the difference here, let's look at OW. Okay, I'm just gonna clarify this for just a minute. All right. So when OW is a diphthong OW, cow, ow, my mouth, watch my mouth, ow. Do you see?
It makes two different.
Right. So it changes positions really. Ow, almost like two sounds, but it's not, right? But you hear those sounds. Okay, then you have digraph OW, snow O. So the O-W, diagram
Oh,
O-W
makes
is
one
two
sound.
letters that come together to make,
Make one sound.
you got it. Okay, let's look at our instant words. Instant words are words that we want to
Learn in an instant.
read in an instant. Instant words 221 through 230 rows. That can mean don't, head, thought, saw, story, along, under, while, few, left.
Don't, head, thought, saw, story, along, under, while, few, left.
Okay, read number 2.
Few, while, under, along, saw, story, left. Head, don't, thought.
Nice. Okay, so I'm looking at these instant words, and I see a word that is an instant word, but it can also be a prefix.
Under?
Under, yeah. Can you think of a word where under is a prefix?
Undercover?
Undercover, nice. And undercover would mean, the under in that would mean?
You're under something.
Would you be under it?
Yeah.
You're undercover, so you're under a cover, you're under a disguise?
Yeah. Or it could be you're under your cover.
That would be under the covers. So in that case, it would be a word. Moving to your rate packet. And before we read our rate packet, I do want to remind you of our vowel chart. Vowel in a closed syllable is short.
Coded with a brief.
Vowel in an open accented syllable is
long, coded with a macron.
Vowel consonant E. The vowel will be long, coded with a
macron. E will be silent, cross it out.
Nice. We underline digraphs such as EE and OO. We arc diphthongs. We arc vowel R combination. We bracket final stable syllables and accent the syllable before. A vowel in an open, unaccented syllable, E, O, and U are read as half long, and we code them with
a modified macron.
You got it. Now, we're not coding here, but I'm reminding you of this for your reading. Take a look at the first page. What do you notice on the first page that is the same?
IR, UR, and ER.
So combination IR, combination UR, and combination ER. We'll be reading those as fur. Okay? Ready? First, third, skirt, twirl, swirl. Yes, I'm good. Next, go ahead. Curl, fern, her, burst, turn. When you're ready, you will have 30 seconds. I should have had it ready. I'm going to get there, girl. Now I'm ready.
First, third, skirt, twirl, first, twirl, third, skirt, first, twirl, third, swirl, first, third, skirt, curl, fern, her, burst, turn, fern, burst, curl, her, turn, burst, fern, curl, burst, her, fern, turn, curl, first, twirl, her, turn, third, curl, fern.
Stop. Okay, I see the word swirl, and I see a word that rhymes with swirl. Can you find the word that rhymes with swirl?
Twirl.
They both have that combination IR, and they end in the OL sound. Turn the page. What do you notice is the same about the words here on this page?
They have ER?
They do have ER. Do they have them in the initial, medial, or final position? Final position. I also notice that there are I see more than one vowel in position to be sounded. So these are not one syllable words, but
2 syllable.
Okay. Dinner, flatter, copper, glitter, glimmer, after, slipper, silver, butter, stutter. When you're ready.
Dinner, flatter, copper, glitter, glimmer, dinner, glitter, flatter, copper, dinner, glitter, glimmer, flatter, glitter, glimmer, dinner, flatter, copper, after, slipper, silver, butter, stutter, slipper, butter, after, stutter, silver, stutter, butter, slipper, after, butter, silver, slipper, stutter, after, dinner, glimmer, glitter.
Okay, stop. Awesome. So I noticed the word stutter on this page. You read it correctly, and then down here we had a difficult time just reading it. Kind of read through it, I think, because we were going quickly. So when I see the word stutter, I think about this word in two ways. Okay.
I know one.
Okay, tell me.
Stutter like a word.
What's your word?
Out a word.
Some people, when they get nervous, like Miss Blair, I will stutter. I'll say, and I'll kind of stutter through my words. And sometimes we stutter through our readings. It happens to all of us. But it can also mean like a stutter step. And a stutter step is when you have like a little, I say giddy up in your step, you know. All right, turn the page. Okay, these are your instant words. Instant words are words we want to
read in an instant.
Read in an instant. It's just like that. They have would from said was down how here for.
They have would from said they from have would they from said have from said they have would was down how here for down here was for how for here down was here how down for was they said for from how for have was down from said how down here was.
I notice on this page there's a word that is a homophone. So that means it's a word that has another word that sounds like it but has a different meaning. Can you find a word that is a homophone on this page?
For? Wait, no. How? Wait, no. Wait.
Just think. Look at the word wood.
Oh, wood. Like you can. I know. Okay. Like it was like wood. Like you can build like a tree made out of.
You can, yeah. Tree made out of wood.
Or you could ask someone like, would you go to the park with me?
Very nice. So those two words sound the same, but they are spelled differently and they have different meanings. Okay, turn the page. We're going to look at phrases. Perfect. Yes, we're reading perfect. Okay, so a phrase is a group of words that has meaning, but it does not express a complete thought. Echo me. Perfect.
Perfect.
First things first.
First things first.
She and her mom.
She and her mom.
That would flatter her.
That would flatter her.
With the third dress.
With the third dress.
The shade of copper.
The shade of copper.
Little bits of glitter.
Little bits of glitter.
A perfect slipper.
A perfect slipper.
Long butter curls.
Long butter curls.
Her long dress swirls.
Her long dress swirls.
Missed her with perfume.
Missed her with perfume. Perfect. First things first, she and her mom. That would flatter her with the third dress. The shade of copper, little bits of glitter, a perfect slipper, long butter curls, her long dress swirls, miss her with perfume. First things first, she and her mom. That would flatter her with the third dress. That shade of copper.
The shade of copper.
The shade of copper, little bits of glitter, a perfect slipper, long butter curls, her long dress swirls, miss her with perfume. First things.
Oh, very good. Okay. Good reading. Excellent reading. On this page, in the phrase that would flatter her, there's a word flatter. So flatter can have two meanings, right? It's multiple meanings. So flatter can mean you're comparing two pancakes. This pancake is flatter than the other pancake. Your pancake is flatter than my pancake. And the other flatter is when like someone gives you a compliment.
Like you're thankful for a compliment?
Yeah, you're thankful for the compliment. You're surprised by the compliment.
Flattered by it.
Yeah, you're flattered by it. Back to the story. I'm going to change my timer to 1 minute. Okay. A word that has been a little tricky for us is the name in this text, and it's Denver. So we hear Denver as a place. We think of it as a city, Denver, Colorado, but it's actually a name here. So that name is Denver.
Denver.
Denver. Ready? When you're ready, I'm sorry.
Perfect. Fern's first poem was in 3 weeks. Her date, Denver, told her that he made dinner plans for them. Fern had lots to do to get set for this date. But first things first, she needed to prepare
The
perfect dress. She and her mom went shopping. Fern wanted a dress that would flatter her and make her feel good. She looked at lots of things. Then she burst from the dressing room with the third dress. That is
This.
This is it, she yelled to her mom. It was the shade of copper, and the long skirt was had little bits of glitter. And
very nice. Okay, so here there is a phrase. Actually, it's a sentence. It's just combined with another sentence. It was the shade of copper. So copper here is used as a color. And when I think about the color of copper, I think about a penny is copper in color. Okay. We are going to move to our spelling day. Yes. Okay. We are going to look and listen, echo, name, and write. Here first.
no,
Oh, shifting it. Okay. Open up your book. Your spelling notebook.
I'll have a pencil. I'll take them.
Okay. We're going to look and listen, echo, name, and write.
Diagraph in T, comma in.
All.
Diagraph A, U, comma A. Final
position.
A, W.
Shh.
Diagraph SH. Diagraph CH. Final position TCH, comma CH. Diagraph TH. Diagraph OO.
Ooh. Echo first. Ooh.
Diagraph OO.
So what do you notice about all of these sounds? What do they have in common?
They're all diagraphs.
They can all be spelled with a digraph. Now, there's one sound that can be spelled with a trigraph. What is that sound?
TCH.
What's the sound? Shh. Way to go. Now we're going to move to our spelling practice. Okay, today we're going to be spelling derivatives. And we know that a derivative, well, first of all, we know that a base word is the simplest form of an English word. And a derivative is a base word plus a prefix or a suffix, okay? And today we're going to be focusing on a suffix. So we're going to look and listen. We're going to echo. We're going to unblend. And pull down the, not mouth pictures, but colored squares. We're going to identify the base word and the suffix and name and write the base word. Then we will make a decision. We will touch and spell. We will name and write. We will code and read. Okay, let's go over our spelling Formulas. When we hear a short vowel sound before a consonant sound, we spell that vowel consonant. The consonant closes in a vowel. The vowel in a closed syllable is
short, cut it with a break.
When we hear the k sound before the sound of A, O, or U, we spell that k sound with a C, and we code that C with a
K back.
When we hear the k sound before the sounds of E, I, or Y, we spell that k sound with a
K.
In a one-syllable base word with a short vowel sound before a final k sound, we spell that k sound
with
digraph CK, and we underline it because it is a digraph. I'm going to come down here and read this one before I go into these. When we hear a final we spell that digraph NG, and we underline it because it's a digraph. All right. When we have a base word plus the sound ed, we spell that vowel suffix ed. We box vowel suffix ed, and we code that E with a brief because it makes the S sound. When we have a base word plus a t sound, we spell that t sound as vowel suffix ed. We box vowel suffix ed. We cross out the E and cross the D to make it look like a T. A base word plus a D sound. When we have a base word plus a D sound, we spell that vowel suffix ed. We box vowel suffix ed. We cross out the E, and we remember that it's the D sound. First word. Eyes on me. Kicked.
Kicked.
It. Let's review. Let me go back and review because we just started with our, with our colored squares. I just went right into that. Let me review our colored squares with you first, okay? All right, so we have our combinations, that's the teal and the gray, okay? We have our consonant sounds. Those are our solid colors, right? Then we have our smiling vowels, E, F, A, I, We have our open vowels, all, open vowel, all. Okay, then we have our round vowels, O, U, U. All right, here with our, we have dark pink and tan for bossy R, light pink, I said tan, dark pink and brown for bossy R, light pink and brown for bossy R, and then we have peach and brown for bossy R, or. Now let's try that again. All right. First word, kicked. Kicked. You got good. All right. So now let's touch and spell our base word. The base word is kick. K-I-C-K. So let's write our base word. K-I-C-K. Now, if we're going to make a decision, we have to have our spelling rules to make those decisions, right? So we know a base word plus a consonant suffix, we can just add. A base word, well, I'm going to read it. When we have a vowel suffix, we have to check the last three letters in the base word. If the last two letters are consonants, we can just add. Okay. If there's a vowel teeth in the last three letters, we can just add. When we have one vowel, one consonant, and one accent, we double the final consonant before adding the vowel suffix. We then have vowel consonants consonant vowel suffix. Okay. When we have a final consonant and a silent E, we drop the silent E before adding the vowel suffix. We then have a consonant vowel suffix. Now we can make a decision. Can't make a decision if we don't have those up, can we? All right, so we have our base word. What is our base word, Carly?
Kick.
Our base word is kick, okay? And we know that when we hear t at the end of a base word, then we're going to write vowel suffix ed. But we have to make a decision about our base word. So let's look. A base word plus a consonant suffix. Is ed a consonant suffix?
No.
No, it is a vowel suffix because it attaches with a vowel. Okay? So let's look at our base word. If we check the last 3 letters and the last 2 letters are consonants, we can just add. So look at kick. Are the last 2 letters consonants?
Yes.
Yes. So we can just add. K-I-C-K-E-D. Now we're ready to code and read. I'm going to box vowel suffix ed. I'm going to cross out the E and cross the D. So it says t. Now, a vowel in a closed syllable is short, coded, and
brave.
And I'm going to underline diagraph CK. The word is kicked. I'm going to erase, but this time, something I want to remind you. When I replace, I'm going to replace above my blue square that is turned, and I'm going to start with my blue colored square. Okay, next word. Blocked.
Blocked.
So I'm going to start with blue. Okay. Our base word is block. Actually, let's touch and spell first. B-L-O-C-K-E-D. Base word, block. B-L-O-C-K. Our vowel suffix is ed. Now we have to make a decision. Okay, so let's check. Our first spelling rule, a base word plus a consonant suffix means we just add. Is vowel suffix ed a consonant suffix?
No, it's a vowel suffix.
It's a vowel suffix. Look at our second rule, a base word. So if we have a base word, we take the last 3 letters and the last 2 letters are consonants plus a vowel suffix. We can just add. So let's check our last 3 letters. Are the last 2 consonants?
Yes.
So we can just add. B-L-O-C-K-E-D. And then we can code and read. I'm going to box vowel suffix ed. I'm going to cross out my E, cross my D. Now I'm going to look at the base word. A vowel in a closed syllable is short, code it with a brief. Underline diagraph CK. The word is blocked. Replace. Clamped. base word plant. So our base word is clamp. C-L, let's touch and spell first. C-L-A-M-P-E-D. C-L-A-M-P. I'm going to say plus vowel suffix ed. And here's where we need to make our decision. Okay? If we have a base word plus a consonant suffix, we can just add as ed a consonant suffix.
No, it's a vowel suffix.
It's a vowel suffix. So let's move to our next rule. I'm going to check the last 3 letters of my base word. If the last 2 are consonants, then I can just add. I'm going to rewrite my word. C-L-A-M-P-E-D. Then I'm going to code and read. We're going to box vowel suffix ed, cross out my E and cross my D. Now I'm going back to my base word. We have a C before a consonant, so we know that C will say K, and we code it with a K back. Vowel and a closed syllable is short, coded with a breed. The word is clamped. Clamp. Okay? Replace. Ganged.
Gang.
G-A-N-D. Ganged. Next word. Gang. Let's touch and spell. G-A-N-G-E-D. Now, let's name and write. Base word gang. G-A-N-G plus vowel suffix ed. Okay, so let's check. A base word plus a consonant suffix, we can just add. Ed is not a consonant suffix, it's a vowel suffix. So I'm going to check the last 3 letters. So that's what my next rule says of my base word. If the last 3 letters,
the last 2 letters,
are
consonants,
we can just
add, and they are, so we just add.
Very good. G-A-N-G-E-D. And then we can code and read. I'm going to box vowel suffix ed, but this time ed says d, so I'm going to cross out my e. A vowel and a closed syllable is short, coded with a breed, underline, digraph, ng. Ganged.
Gang.
That word ganged, I think it's like.
It's like a gang?
Well, a gang of friends.
That's
that can get together. Or sometimes you think about when people gang up on others. They ganged up on the little boy, so they weren't treating him very nice, right? All right, you can replace. I'll erase.
Can I do this one? Can I do this one?
Which one?
We did another one.
That was our last word. We are moving to dictation. So remember, Carly, we know that we have our spelling formulas. They're already on the board. We are going to add, when we hear a final OY, we spell that diphthong OY, and we arc it because it's a diphthong. Okay? Let me go ahead and prepare you for our learned words. Okay? They. T-H-E-A-Y. Read the word.
They.
The. T-H-E. Read the word.
The.
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 And being. B-E-I-N-G. Read the word.
Being.
And we know that what do we always do to our instant words? We circled it. Okay, I'm going to prepare you for the actual sentence. So we know that a sentence begins with a capital letter
and
ends with a
punctuation mark.
We stop at periods. Our voice goes up at question marks, and it we read with excitement at an exclamation. And we also call the commas. A sentence has a subject and a predicate and expresses a complete thought. Okay, I want to show you this too. Here's a capital T in cursive, and here's a capital T in print. So when you get ready to write your sentence. Okay? Are you ready for your dictation set? You need your spelling notebook, I'm sorry. We're going to write it in there. Okay. Eyes on me. I'll say the sentence. You echo the sentence. I'll say the sentence, and you write. Okay. They filmed the boy being tested.
They filmed the boy being tested.
They filmed the boy being tested. Final position. What are we going to do? We arc it because it's a diphthong. B. It's going to be a learned word. So we. Okay. Read me the sentence, Carly.
They filmed the boy being tested.
Awesome. And this word filmed, we don't use that word often anymore. Do you know what that means to film someone?
Like where you like take your camera and like.
Just what we're doing. Filming. That's what it means. Okay, you can put that away. We're going to move on to the text. Before we do that, we talked a little bit about prefixes earlier. So I would like for us to review our suffixes. So we have vowel suffix ER. And we read it as The meanings: one who, that which, more than. Consonant suffix NESS means the quality of. Consonant suffix LESS means without. Consonant suffix FUL means full of. Consonant suffix LY meaning can be like, how, or when. Vowel suffix Y, so it can mean marked by. Or having or with. Vowel suffix ED can be read as t, d, or ed. And when we add that vowel suffix ed, it means past tense. Consonant suffix s can make a word mean more than one, or that something is happening right now. Vowel suffix ing, read it with me. Vowel suffix ing means active, doing it right now. Okay, and these are we have vowel suffixes, and we have, not only do we have vowel suffixes, we also have consonant suffixes. Very nice. Okay, take out your story. I'm going to review our W chart. The text that we're going to be reading today is not a fiction text. It's actually expository. And so that changes things on our W chart just a little bit. So when we're reading an expository text, if you take a look at the photograph, do you think we're reading a story, or do you think we're reading for information? Information? Yeah, we're going to be reading for information. So expository text, I always use that E to help me think of an expository text will explain something. So our W chart helps us when we're reading fiction, but we need something to help us more with information. Okay, so we're going to have a topic, and your topic is going to be found really when you're reading that title and in your beginning, in that first paragraph, at the beginning of the text, you're going to learn about the topic. Okay, we will have, we've got red, and our red is going to be, we will use, well, normally our red would be for the who, like the characters in the story, but we're going to use purple for the subject and the main idea. Okay, so the topic of what we're reading. Our green and our blue, that's our setting, right? Yeah. So that's our where and our when. And you can have places, you will read about places in an expository text. So you can still use those green and blue stickies or markers. And then we have, we went over our purple, that's going to be your topic. That's what you're reading all about. And then we have our Y, our yellow. Normally that's a problem, right? But here, for our expository text, it's going to be details and facts. That's what we'll use the yellow to highlight our details and facts. And then our red, our orange. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? And for our orange, that's our conclusion. So instead of how the problem is solved, now we're looking at conclusion. So we can use our W chart to help us to read the text. Okay, so you said you wanted to use markers, right? Before we get started with our text, with our title, I want to take a look at some vocabulary words, okay? So this first word is chrysalis. Say chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
Okay. The chrysalis during the life cycle of a caterpillar, from caterpillar to well, actually it's from egg to butterfly. The chrysalis is what we usually call a cocoon, but the actual scientific name for it is a chrysalis. It can also be called the pupa. Say pupa.
Pupa.
So I wrote that word up there as well. Okay, we have chrysalis and pupa, and that is this stage where metamorphosis, that's the change, happens. That is the covering around the caterpillar. So a misconception is that we call it a cocoon. It's actually called a chrysalis or pupa. Say it with me, pupa.
Pupa.
Pupa. Just pupa.
Pupa.
I know, it's a silly word. Okay, and then I have another word up here. This is a compound word, milkweed. And milkweed is a type of plant that we're going to read about. It's a plant that the monarch butterflies need, and we're gonna read about why they need this plant. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at our expository text. Look at the title.
Feeding baby
Monarch
butterflies.
Okay. So let's read this first paragraph together. Oh, were you looking at the photograph?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Take a look at it first. We looked at it a little bit. What do you notice in the photograph?
There's a caterpillar.
I see a caterpillar too.
And then I think it's called a milkweed.
You think so? What makes you think that?
Because monarch butterflies like flowers.
Yeah, and so this caterpillar, do you think this is the caterpillar that changes and transforms inside of that pupa into a monarch butterfly? Yeah, I would think so too. And you said this is probably milkweed. So you just made a prediction. Let's look. So underneath the photograph, do you see the caption? So this is called a caption. And a caption tells you about the photograph. A monarch caterpillar crawling on a milkweed plant. Your prediction was correct. That's what they need. And in my mind, I'm kind of wondering why they need this milkweed plant. Is it just for food or is it for something else? Okay, so let's go ahead and take out our purple marker. I'll use a pencil because I've already kind of worked through this. And let's read. And while we're reading, let's use our chart to help us find out more about the topic that we're reading about. Okay?
Like who, where,
well, remember our who is usually characters from a story, so we're not going to have any red.
Because we're not going to have that.
Right, and we're going to use the purple because that's our topic. That's our subject. That's what we're reading about. Okay? Truthfully, you can underline your title or highlight your title with purple because that title tells us our topic that we're reading about. Feeding baby monarch butterflies. That's what our entire expository text is going to be about. Okay. I'll read first. And then you read. Well, I'll read the first paragraph. How about that? Have you ever seen a monarch butterfly? They have bright orange and black wings. Most monarch butterflies spend the winters in the mountains of Mexico. Every spring, they fly north to the United States. As monarchs fly, they look for flowers. The flowers hold food for the butterflies. So there's a lot of information here, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
So let's pick up our purple marker and let's identify some words or sentences that tell us our topic and what we're reading about. What's the first thing that you're going to underline? Monarch butterfly.
What?
That's our subject. Okay, as we're rereading back through here, do you see anything else that we could highlight or underline that tells us about our subject or topic? I think that sums it up. We're reading about monarch butterflies, right? You could have added some more about the topic, like in, let's see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, that fifth sentence. Actually, yeah, I did highlight that. And as monarchs fly, they look for flowers. The flowers hold food for the butterflies. So I did highlight that simply because we're talking about feeding baby monarch butterflies. But the information that you found is sufficient. That's good. You can leave it. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look at if we have a wind. So we need our blue marker. Okay. Is there a wind here? I'm going to read this and you tell me. Most monarch butterflies spend the winters in the mountains of Mexico. When are they in the mountains of Mexico? In the what?
Winter.
Yep. So I would mark winter with blue.
Okay, so I'll
just the word, yep, spend the winters. And then I would stop because the rest of that sentence doesn't tell us when. It tells us where. Where do they spend their winters? In the what? Mountains.
Mountains butterflies.
In the
mountains of Mexico.
So is that a where? Yes. Okay. I would just kind of leave them open.
Yeah, maybe that's a good.
All right. And then this next sentence is pretty rich too. Every spring, they fly north to the United States. Every spring. What is that? Is that a when or a where?
Where?
That every spring. So we have our seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, and winter.
A when.
So that would tell you that's a when. Were you thinking of spring like, or are you thinking something different?
Yeah.
Like maybe a spring of water or something
like
that. So this is talking about the season of the year, spring. So that's going to be a when. Is they fly north to the United States? Is that a when or a where? North.
Where?
Yeah, north to the United States. So I would highlight that in green. That's good. Okay, you read the second paragraph for us.
The most important flower is the milkweed. All monarch butterflies.
Let's say that again. Monarch
Butterflies lay eggs on milkweed plants and fly away. When those eggs hatch, the little animal that is born is not a baby butterfly. It is a caterpillar.
Look at the word. Caterpillar.
I can't say that word.
Caterpillar.
The tiny caterpillar eats leaves as it grows.
Awesome. So most of the information here that we're just reading, it's just information, right?
Why? I know.
Well, before we look there, remember we're not looking at why, we're looking at other details and facts. Okay, so that paragraph, it does give us details and facts. Does it give us any information about the subject or the main idea of the section?
No.
Well, we're reading about feeding baby monarch butterflies, right? That first sentence, read it to me.
The most important flower is the milkweed.
Okay, so is this going to be important?
Yes.
Okay, keep reading.
All monarch
It's hard.
Monarch butterflies lay eggs on milkweed plants and fly away.
Pause. So we have some pretty important details here, right? So which color? Should we use purple or yellow for these details?
Yellow?
I'm thinking yellow too. Okay, so let's pick up our yellow. Okay.
You want me to read more?
Mhm.
When those eggs hatch, the little animal that is born, it is not a baby.
It's not that.
Baby butterfly.
Mhm.
Do you want me to stop?
Keep going.
It is a caterpillar. The tiny caterpillars eat leaves as they grow.
As
It grows.
Very nice. Okay, so we highlighted most of this paragraph in yellow. Do you think there's anything that we could highlight in purple for as far as the subject and the main idea of this section? So the most important flower is the milkweed. That's important for what we're reading about because we're reading about feeding baby monarch butterflies. Well, a baby monarch butterfly is not a teeny baby. It's not a butterfly. It's a caterpillar.
So when I'm like, it's a caterpillar?
Yes, I did that too. It is a caterpillar. The tiny caterpillar eats leaves as it grows, and I would use purple for that. Okay, I'll read the next paragraph, third paragraph. When the caterpillar gets big enough, it makes a special shell around itself. This shell is called a chrysalis. The shell is also called a pupa. So we have a chrysalis and our pupa. And now we have, when we're reading this and we read the shell is called a chrysalis, we really have clarified the meaning, haven't we? We've clarified the meaning of chrysalis and pupa because I read here it makes a special shell around itself. So that's a detail or a fact that is important.
A detail or a fact. So it'd be
Mm-hmm. Okay. You go ahead and read the next paragraph for us? Yeah, that's part of the next paragraph. Okay. See how there's a space here, and those spaces are separating those paragraphs. All right, you go ahead.
After the caterpillar makes its shell, a few weeks go by. Then
read that word before you make
something amazing happens. The full-grown monarch butterfly comes out of the shell. Then the butterfly keeps flying north until fall. In the fall, monarchs go back to Mexico for the winter.
So as you were reading, I was hearing a lot of wheres and whens.
I did too.
Okay, so let's go back. This is our fourth paragraph, so go back to that one sentence on the bottom. We've got our markers lined up. Okay, so let me read it to you and you see if there's a where or a when. After the caterpillar makes its shell, a few weeks go by. Is that a where or a when?
A when?
A when, yes. Because we read the words after it makes its shell, that tells you the shell was first.
When, because when it was.
Yes, and then a few weeks go by. So those little details, what I want you to know is those little details, when you're reading text like this, they're important too. You can, they're important to know. So that you do know the life cycle of a monarch butterfly. Okay. And then on the second page,
happen.
So that would be a part of. Yes, just because it was a part of that sentence. You don't always have to underline, highlight the whole sentence, but you were already in that rhythm, so we finished it. All right, so let's see. The full-grown monarch butterfly comes out of the shell. So is that a where or a when, or is that more of a detail?
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a where.
Well, let's see. the full-grown monarch butterfly comes out of the shell. Oh, I understand what you're saying because it was inside of its shell and now it's coming out. That's interesting. I did not think of it that way because I was thinking that as a detail or a fact. But I see what you're saying. So it's changing from one place that it's been in for a long time to another. So I would agree with that statement. I would agree. Okay, next sentence. Then the butterfly keeps flying north until fall. In the fall, monarchs go back to Mexico for the winter. So this has both whens and wheres.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Let's pick up our blue marker and let's look for words here that tell us when. Then, you could even circle then.
Yeah.
That tells you when. The butterfly keeps flying north. Is that a when or is that a where?
I think it's a where.
A where because the north
is like
a direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Until fall. Is fall a when or a where? Yes. In the fall, you can circle it again. Monarchs go back to Mexico for the winter. Nice. Caught that before I did. Okay, now let's pick up our green and circle the wheres.
Where?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, north. What if I keep on northern fall? What?
Mm-hmm.
The fall, morning,
Monarch. Okay.
Mexico, then for the winter.
Nice. And for the, okay, yeah, so Mexico is a where, right? North was the direction, so that's a where. And then our seasons, those are going to be whens. Way to go. All right. That's okay. You can leave it just like that. It is yours to help you learn. So, all right. You're gonna break this in half. I'll read half. You read half.
Okay.
So you read to here. You stop with weed, and I'll pick up there.
A few years ago, people noticed they weren't seeing many monarch butterflies. They learned much.
Look at the word. Monarch. Say it again. Monarch. One more time. Monarch.
Caterpillars only eat milkweed leaves. People used to think milkweed wasn't important because it was a weed.
Ah. So if people didn't think it was important, what do you think they did to the milkweed? If there's
like they would probably chop it down.
So what would happen if they chopped down the milkweed?
Then there wouldn't be like no more butterflies because they need it.
They need it. Yeah. Okay, you follow along. But this weed is important for monarch butterflies, and butterflies are important for all kinds of other plants. So now people plant milkweed. People want to make sure there is a place for monarch butterflies to lay eggs and enough food for monarch caterpillars to eat. That way they can grow and become butterflies. So let's pick up the yellow. And there is a very important detail in this portion of what I just read. And it talks about why monarch butterflies and caterpillars need, you know what I'm going to say?
So they can lay?
Yeah, why they need the milkweed.
So they can grow. Can I start to do this one too?
Okay. So what you're telling me is the reason that these milkweed plants are important to monarch butterflies is monarch butterflies, they need somewhere to lay their eggs, right? And then once those eggs hatch into a caterpillar, what does that caterpillar need? Food. And what do they eat?
Milkweed.
They eat the milkweed. All right, sister. Before we finish, I just feel the need to put these words on the board. Okay. Because we're going to read another story. This is Monarch That's the type of butterfly that we were reading about. Caterpillar. What is a caterpillar?
Baby. Like not a. Yeah, it's basically like a baby butterfly.
Like a baby butterfly, and they hatch from
Eggs
that are laid on
milkweed.
milkweed. Very nice. Okay. And so just to go back to our words, we had chrysalis, the chrysalis and the pupa. Do you remember?
Yeah. Pupa and chrysalis is like the cocoon.
And instead of a cocoon, because it's actually a misconception. We think cocoon, but it's really a chrysalis or a pupa. It's the shell, right? And inside of that shell, that caterpillar is changing into a
butterfly.
Yeah, and it's called metamorphosis. Say metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis.
Paula's girlfriend.
Hold it.
You can stop it. Way to go.